made with stevia, not maltitol, and it won't. Repeat, won't make you poop your pants.
I think this guy might have grown up and pooped his pants a little bit too many times, a little too concerned. Coach Greg, and today I'm going to be reviewing a video done by FlavCity. It's a YouTube channel, the guy's name is Bobby Parrish. The video title is called The Worst Artificial Sweeteners at the Grocery Store. Avoid these sugar substitutes. Should we in fact be listening to this guy? Am I just too lax? Or is it smarter and healthier to be like this Parrish guy? Who makes more sense, and who are you going to believe?
It is Bobby on the north side of Chicago, about to walk into the Walmart neighborhood market and do a video all about the worst artificial sweeteners at the grocery store and how to avoid them.
I got to tell you if I agree or disagree with what he's suggesting, and I'm going to be disagreeing a lot. You just wait for this. You just wait to see what the foods are that this guy says you can't eat. Essentially, after watching his videos, you're pretty much going to live in your home and filter feed like SpongeBob. Yeah, that's right. Like SpongeBob, you're going to be filter feeding at home. You can't eat anything. Oh my goodness. You can't have fruit. It's got fructose in it. You can't have vegetables, might have pesticides. You can only eat grass-fed beef. Oh, it better be non-GMO. Oh my God, gluten. Artificial sweeteners. Oh, get that out of our life. Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew. What? That's just a small little teensy little sample of what he's gonna say that you can't eat.
All right, fam, here they are. The main offenders of the video, the dreaded artificial sweeteners.
It basically picks them all out and says they all are bad. Stay away from these. They're all horrible.
These are the aspartame, saccharin, sucralose that are devastating for your health.
Devastating for your health. Not just bad for you, devastating. Devastation, let's look up that word. Highly destructive or damaging. So not only is it a little bit bad for you, it's not the greatest for you, you know, it's essentially horror awful.
That's horrible and awful mixed together, horror awful.
That's how bad it is. It's devastating. So never ever add artificial sweeteners to your coffee or to anything, even though half the recipes I have, I do that. And I do it every single day, and does it look like I have it? And does it look like I have devastating health consequences from this? No, I don't bike ride. No, I don't lift weights. I'm not lean. I'm not in shape. I don't have good health markers. The only reason I can have artificial sweeteners because I'm on HRT, cures everything in life. I get away with it. I could probably poison myself and survive because I'm on HRT. Or is it that the artificial sweeteners aren't in fact that bad for you? Do you think the FDA would literally allow these things to be put into foods if they were that bad for our health? No, of course not. Lots of things we want in food and they don't put them because they are in fact devastating. Why do you think SARMs aren't legal right now? Why can't I go to the friggin' GNC or Popeyes, buy a bunch of SARMs? Because they're not proven to be safe enough. The artificial sweeteners are. Research has been around for decades.
This is the reason why you want to avoid them. They're man-made, chemically made sweeteners that are devastating for your health.
They're man-made. They're man-made chemicals. Because they're man-made, you can't have them. Nothing man makes can you have. Are we currently working on vaccines to prevent us from getting diseases? Doesn't man, and when I say man, I mean men, women, and circles. Don't we create things man-made, artificially made by humans? Don't humans artificially create things to better our lives? So you say, oh, it's going to damage your gut and it's inflammation and this and that. Is this guy the best physique on the planet? Can this guy beat me in a bike race? Is this guy a marathon? What is making this guy such an epitome of health that he can stand there and say, if you have artificial sweeteners, it's probably going to kill you. It's devastating. It's horrendous for our health. It's horror awful.
These are the kind of sweeteners that actually trick your brain into craving more sweets. So people who eat these kind of sweeteners actually end up gaining more weight and having more risk of type 2 diabetes.
No, people who eat these sweeteners don't gain more weight. The research doesn't support that. And you might say, yes, it does. A study showing people drinking Diet 7-Up, they're obese. They're drinking Diet 7-Up because they're obese trying to lose weight. And a lot of people drinking the regular pop, they're already skinny. So they don't need to drink Diet Pop because they're already skinny. They have great genetics. Look at me drinking regular pop. I don't drink Diet Pop. Then they get older and older and older, and then maybe they have to switch over to the diet because they're no longer as lean as when they were 25 years old.
And another reason for that is they're non-nutritive sweeteners. They offer no nutrition.
I agree with that. But guess what? When I have freaking strawberries and blueberries and put on an artificial sweetener packet on top of it, I'm getting the nutrition from the blueberries and the strawberries. I'm not just eating a pack of freaking Sugar Twin. I'm putting it on something, and the nutrition's coming from the food that I put it on. It's enhancing the flavor. It's making it taste better. And you might not like Greek yogurt. You might not like cottage cheese. It doesn't taste good enough. And then you put the sweetener on it, and then you'll actually eat it. So you're getting the nutrition from the Greek yogurt and the cottage cheese because now you're going to consume it. You didn't like it without the sweetener. With the sweetener, it's good enough, and you'll eat it. So what's better? Not eating the cottage cheese or the freaking Greek yogurt because it doesn't taste good, or using the artificial sweetener to enhance that flavor and allowing you to actually eat healthy. And yeah, I'm not going to argue with them that artificial sweeteners are healthy. It's not better for you to just add it to your diet, but it's better to add it and actually consume the healthy food than to not add it and have the healthy food. And let's face it, you need to like your diet. If you don't like your diet, you're not going to stick to it. And if you don't stick to it, it's not going to work. Simple. And he says, oh, and stevia is a good sweetener, but look at this. It's full of maltodextrin. Look, people, artificial sweeteners often will have calories because it's going to have filler ingredients as well. But it's not going to make or break your diet if you add 10 calories of sweetener.
This isn't pure stevia. You want to put this back. So I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, heaven forbid the extra 4 calories from that carb is going to ruin my diet. He's being overly pedantic. He's analyzing everything with too much of a critical eye. It's like you get the microscope on every single food. You're going to find something wrong with every food if you do that.
It's really weird. I'm like the only one at this Walmart right now. There's almost no one here except the employees.
It's really weird that he's there alone and no one's around because everyone's trying to avoid this weirdo. They're like, who is this guy recording a freaking video in Walmart?
And there's ones that have fake sugar like these. Now, here's the deal. The fake sugar ones are really bad. This is G. Hughes. He's always sugar-free.
Anything with fake sugar, avoid. That's his advice. Why not just pick the other salad dressings that are loaded in calories? Guess what, Mr. Parrish? When people are trying to diet, they need to reduce their calories. If they just put high-calorie dressings on their salads, the calories are going to add up and make it difficult to be in a deficit. If you're not hungry, if ghrelin isn't punching you in the face, sure, you can eat your high-fat dressings, you can eat high-sugar dressings, you can eat whatever dressings you want in large portions. Most people are hungry. Most people are trying to reduce calories in their diet. That's why they're eating these artificial sweeteners. They can have their food and eat it too. You're just saying, just eat way less of everything. Well, guess what? It's not going to be filling if you cut your portion sizes in half. You need to be full, low-calorie, dense foods. Foods that don't have a lot of calories in them. That's how you're going to lose weight. If you follow Mr. Parrish, it's healthy. Not going to debate that his foods that he chooses aren't healthy, but they're not going to be realistic for most people to eat and stick to a diet plan. It's just not realistic.
0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sugar. Now, how do they do that? By putting a bunch of toxic ingredients in here. So they always use, I believe it's sucralose here. Yep, sucralose.
He keeps saying how bad sucralose is. It's not freaking cocaine. It's not methamphetamine. It's sucralose. It's an artificial sweetener. It's not poison. It's not going to blow up. It's not destructive. It's not a fertilizer ingredient that's going to blow up. It's not destructive.
Here, which has probably the most sugar on the market at 9 grams per serving, I'd rather you have this because this actually has real ingredients, even though it's canola oil, which is garbage, right? Whereas there it is, it's better than all these fake stuff.
He'd rather see you add 200 or 300 extra calories on your salad than add in, say, 10 or 20 on the other salad dressing just because it has sucralose and, sodium benzoate. Oh, it's so destructive. But guess what? If you put on those 200 and 300 calories on all the time, you're going to be in a surplus, you're not going to lose weight, you're going to be obese, and you're going to get the ABCD. What the heck does that stand for? Adipose, behavioral cognitive, for frig's sakes.
So hard to remember everything in the friggin' world that you've ever studied.
Adiposity-based chronic disease. These are diseases that are caused because you're overweight. Switching over from the foods that he's suggesting you eat to the ones that I suggest you eat are going to allow you to lose weight and prevent you from getting all these chronic illnesses. I mean, is this guy promoting orthorexia? He's so strict on anything you can eat that to follow his diet, you would have to have such an extreme dedication to avoiding anything that has anything bad for you at all. I can't see it would probably lead to an eating disorder of some sorts. I mean, you can't have this, you can't have that, you can't have this fat, this fat. It's like a nonstop panic attack of what you're eating. He's even picking out healthy choice and saying, careful with that one, it's not good for you. The healthy choice one he says bad.
I'm not a huge fan of this because instead of using avocado oil, they use, I believe, sunflower oil here. Let's see. Yep.
Oh my goodness, that's so bad. Ooh, gotta be so careful what oil you use. Never mind that there's 170 calories in a serving that I just saw in the back of the bottle. Calories clearly don't matter in his world. The laws of thermodynamics don't apply. It's just the laws of don't eat anything you like. That's all that matters.
Ketchup. G. Hughes makes this. I know it's very popular. The problem is, I wish he wasn't using the sucralose.
Oh, sucralose. What's he got so against sucralose? Is it the word? Is it because it starts with an S and he's jealous of Superman?
What's the S stand for?
Sucralose. I hate it because I wish I was Superman and I'm not, so I'm going to pick on anything that sounds like Superman. Sucralose is bad. Let's use the one that's sweetened with dates, even though it's got 15 calories per serving. Oh yeah, let's just go for the higher calories all the time, because calories don't matter as long as it's not sweetened with sucralose. And next, he's picking on water spurts like Mio. So he singles out Mio and says, oh, he saw an ad the other day. Said, make water less boring. But oh, the problem is, it's got sucralose in it. Water's boring. It is freaking boring. How many of you like drinking plain water? And if you put some squirts in it, and then you start drinking it, guess what? It's better for you. Better to drink some water, even though there's a squirt in it, than none. Am I saying it's healthier with artificial sweetener in it? No. Of course not healthier, but it's better to like what you're eating and drinking than to not eat or drink it at all.
If that makes water exciting, I'm the most boring guy in the world.
Can you see this guy at a party?
Stop drinking that! Stop taking that! Stop sniffing that! Stop snorting that! You can't be drinking regular pop. Take that diet pop away. Alcohol! Oh, no, you can't touch any popcorn. Oh my God! Jibble glue, don't again. What? Oh, just breathe. Not close to me though. Stay away.
I don't want to be part of that party, okay?
We don't want you as part of our party either. Trust me. He said there's no flavored water drops on the market. Bobby approved. What is that? What's Bobby approved? Air? Filtered air. Maybe filtered water. That's it.
If you want to flavor water, you got to do it the old school way with mashed up blueberries and strawberries.
No, Bobby Parrish, we're not mashing up blueberries and strawberries every time we want to drink a freaking glass of water. You think you're coming to my party? You want to know the kind of party that my girlfriend wants to have? You don't want to know.
Oh man, I haven't had a Coca-Cola in ages.
I bet he hasn't had a lot of things in ages. I bet he hasn't had anything in ages. Is this guy the 40-year-old virgin?
Stop smiling, you jerk!
Has he done anything in his entire life? So in a 140 calorie serving of 12 ounces, there's 39 grams of cane sugar. Obviously, pop is full of sugar. That's why I tell people to drink diet pop. So I agree with him on something, avoid regular pop. It's gonna cause diabetes, weight gain, and all this stuff. And yeah, if you're overweight and you drink all these calories, it's not gonna help you. Avoid it, you don't need that. But then he says, avoid diet pop too. Avoid all pop. Why? Because it has aspartame, the horrible sweetener aspartame. If it's not sucralose, it's aspartame now. You can't have any of these things. What is it gonna kill us? And even worse than Diet Coke is Diet Mountain Dew, one of my all-time favorites. It's got yellow number 5 in there. Has he ever heard the song Mambo number 5? He probably doesn't like anything with the number 5. What is with this guy? Picking on Mountain Dew?
My God, I know a lot of kids in college, if you ever go back to college, use this to study and stay up, but this is really, really devastating to your mind, your brain, and your tummy.
This guy. Oh my God, those university students. Remember back in the day when we used to do all that crazy stuff? We used to drink Diet Mountain Dew. They're not doing drugs, getting drunk, staying up all night and partying all the time, having unprotected sex. Nope. What they're doing is they're drinking Diet Mountain Dew. They're sitting there in their university dorms and studying all night on Mountain Dew. So horrible. The caffeine probably gonna kill them. Imagine what he would say if he knew the real drugs that people are doing. Mountain Dew. He thinks it's mind altering. It's gonna completely ruin your life. So he gets into the ice cream section, picks a popular ice cream and says, guess what? It's got sucralose, and it's the last ingredient. Why? And he's smart enough to know that they put them in order from the most to the fewest. And so sucralose at the end, and why? Because it's 300 times sweeter, he says. So guess what? They're only putting a teeny bit of it in it. But it's gonna kill ya. It's horrible. And so stay away from this ice cream because it's got sucralose. Are hospitals being overrun with people because of sucralose? No, he's overstating the problem of sucralose. It's not a problem.
Monk fruit and erythritol, and I'd much rather you have that. The macros on this stuff are amazing. Look at that.
The macros on this stuff are amazing. So want to see what the macros are? You tell me if these are amazing. Per serving, and there's 3 servings. 220 calories, 21 grams of fat, 12 grams of saturated fat, 18 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of protein with 13 grams of sugar alcohol. Let's look at the whole container, because you know you're eating the whole container. It's this big. 660 calories, 64 grams of fat, 64, 64. Not 6.4, 64. 37 grams of saturated fat, because that's a good fat. That's the best fat for you, right? 1.5 grams of trans fat. Oh, that's a great macro. Trans fats, we all love those. 55 grams of carbs, 9 grams of fiber. Fiber's not bad. Fiber's good, that's fine. 40 grams of sugar alcohols, and a whopping 9 grams of protein. That's what he says, amazing macros. He said it. So you're listening to his advice. You're listening to his diet advice, which is don't ever have sucralose. Essentially is what he says. Eat a lot of high-calorie dense foods and just lose weight through magic. That's the summary of his advice. You're gonna all die of all the poisons and ingredients in almost every food on the planet. What is this guy on a low protein, high saturated fat diet? Is that the diet to follow?
That's actually Bobby approved, made with stevia, not maltitol, and it won't. Repeat, won't make you poop your pants.
I think this guy might have grown up and pooped his pants a little bit too many times, a little too concerned. You gotta be careful. You can't just eat what this guy says. He's being overly cautious of every single food in the world. So he finally leaves the grocery store and says, hey, I'd rather you have regular sugar than fake sugars because it's worse for your health, your mind, your gut, and all this stuff. No, it's not. It's not worse. No calories, no problem. I'm serious. If you want to lose weight, you need to cut out calories. If you keep eating the sugars and the high-calorie foods, you're probably not going to lose weight now, are you? You need a calorie deficit. My cookbook will do that, and yeah, it's full of artificial sweeteners. You can have it without it. You don't need it, but you can have it if you want. You don't need to be overly critical of every single food that you put in your body. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Follow me on Instagram. Watch these videos. We're blooped up. Be sure to watch them. They're highly educational. You need to watch it. And until next time, I am out.
Exhausted or if I'm having like a higher stress situation, my shoulders and